Welcome to the Community Music Learning IJCM Conversations Series. My name is Alicia de Bánffy-Hall, and together with Roger, I'm hosting the series. Roger is the senior editor of the International Journal of Community Music. Roger, to get us started, would you tell us, please, a little bit more about the journal for people who don't know it?
Sure. Thanks, Alicia. The International Journal of Community Music is a scholarly journal that's published 3 times a year. It's usually considered by most people the premier journal for publishing research and scholarship in the area of community music. And in the pages of the journal, you'll find research articles, conceptual discussions, timely reviews, project reports, special issues on a variety of topics. Maybe I can ask you a question. For people unfamiliar with the Community Music Learning channel, how did it come about and what are your goals for it?
So in 2020, I planned to do a community music summer school. I was at the time working at the Catholic University in Eichstätt in Germany and got funding by the German Academic Exchange Service. And I wanted to work with Lee Willingham from the Wilfrid Laurier University in Canada, Lee Higgins from York St John's University in England, and Kathleen Turner from the University of Limerick in Ireland. All these 4 institutions run community music masters and or PhD programs, and we wanted to bring all the students together. Then COVID came, so we had to find a plan B. So we then changed it to an online winter school, and as part of that, we decided to start this YouTube channel in order to keep the legacy of the winter school accessible for other people. So it really started with that project. And out of that, we then grew it. Really, the channel is a collaboration between different people. It's not owned by one institution. And we now have over 50 videos, practice-based videos like songs or warm-ups, as well as the more sort of theoretical-based videos from around the world. And we continued doing little projects that would then feed into the channel. So we did another follow-up session on climate justice and community music, for example. We did collaborations with other organizations. And the goal is to make community music knowledge accessible for people no matter where they are. So that's the idea. And now, which is quite exciting, to do this collaboration with the International Journal of Community Music, which builds on the idea of making community music thinking and learning accessible for people. So that's the next step, which we're sort of starting today. Roger, so that's my next question to you. Why do you want to do this series? So this collaboration between the channel, Community Music Learning, and the International Journal of Community Music?
Well, that is a great question. And I guess to build off of what you just said, maybe there are 3 reasons. First, we want more people to benefit from the research and scholarly activity that is published in the journal. So for better or worse, for those familiar with academic journals, IJCM is a paywall journal, which means that if you don't have access through an institution or a personal subscription, most of the content is not freely available. There are a few open access articles, but for the most part, you have to pay for it. So through this series, listeners and viewers can be kept abreast of what's going on in the scholarly world of community music via this open access format. The second reason is we want people to be able to engage with scholarly ideas via the media of audio and video, not just a text-based reading platform. And maybe third, we want to help draw back the curtain, so to speak, so that people, especially those who may be, let's say, less familiar with what goes on in research and scholarship, can gain something about, let's say, a behind-the-scenes view. So through this conversation series, people can hopefully gain an insight into such things as author thinking, decision-making, writing processes, the ideas behind the special issues, maybe an understanding of the publication process, the work of the editorial board, for example, all of these types of things. So hopefully people can kind of, for those less familiar, can kind of start to, peel back the curtain and see what's going on. What can viewers and listeners expect from this upcoming video and podcast series, Alicia?
So as you just said, you mentioned a number of things already. Listeners can expect to meet authors. So we're planning conversations with people who've published papers in the journal. So we want to do that with forthcoming issues, but as well as past issues. We would like to do conversations with editors who edited special issues of the journal and have conversations with them. We're planning a set of videos focusing on specific aspects of the history of the journal, the content, the way of working, production processes, etc. And then one of the next episodes we've planned is a conversation between you, Roger, the editor, and the previous editor emeritus, Lee Higgins, to talk about the history of the journal and your vision of what's to come.
Well, it sounds like fun. I mean, I guess we should probably ask Lee if he wants to do it.
Yes. Oh, God. Anyway, thank you, Roger, and thank you for listening to the Community Music Learning IJCM Conversation episode number 1.
Thanks.